right, 22 minutes after 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. The other day I made spaghetti. And I had 2 jars of tomato sauce because I think 2 jars is better than 1 jar.
Yeah.
And you were over at my house and I said to you, Robin, do I recycle these? Do I recycle these or not? And you said, yes, you do. I said, do I need to rinse them out first? You said, yes, you do. So you are my go-to person. I am not. You're so better at this than I am, but I'm getting better. And the city makes it really easy. By the way, they've given me one of those special containers just for recyclables, and I've been doing whatever 2 cents I can do. Mark Carpenter is on the phone. He's the senior director of communications at the Institute for Scrap Recycling Industries. He's talking to us about the benefits of having easily accessible information about recycling. My information comes from Robin McBlain. Good morning, Mark. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well. Yourself?
Good. See, Robin does for me what you do for the rest of the country. She gives me the information.
Yeah. Well, your intro there was perfect because it illustrates a lot of the problems across the country in terms of items such as glass or plastic bags, for example, and that it varies. Not always is it, can you recycle glass from community to community? Plastic bags, some places you can recycle them, some places you can't. Some you have to kind of bunch them together before you put them in the recycling bin. So that's led to a lot of confusion.
Yeah, and I don't bag anything. I mean, I bag everything that's considered garbage, but if it's in the recycling thing, nothing is in a bag. I figure that makes it easier for them, no?
Well, again, that's another thing that varies depending on where you are.
Oh, okay.
Require it. Some say, no, don't put it in a bag at all. So that's one of the reasons why I think the poll that we just released, half the respondents nearly said that recycling information wasn't readily available to them. And it's because of questions like these.
So there was a local story here, and forgive me, I don't have it pulled up, so I'm going to kind of paraphrase it, and I may even get it wrong, but I think I got it right. That said that the city has been doing recycling the way they do it now for about 5 years, but they're saying it's not paying off. Is that because we're confused? We don't know what to put into the recycling bin? I mean, I know you can't speak for our city, but are you seeing that across the country where the cities are saying, you know what, it's not cost effective? Is it because we're not educated as consumers?
That's a issue that is facing a lot of communities. For a number of reasons, and some of it is that people are combining, either putting trash in the recyclables or recyclables in the trash. So that's a portion of it. Some of it too is the recycling stream has changed over the years, and the contracts that communities had entered in have been, were signed 10 or 15 years ago before Amazon or all the online shopping, where the stream was based on newspapers and junk mail that was being recycled. Now it's corrugated cardboard, less newspaper. So things along those lines. It's almost it's not completely different, but it's a changing stream, which means the value and the amount of it has to be recovered has changed in terms of how the local communities make money. But that being said, if you look at the recycling industry as a whole, curbside collection is actually a very small segment of recycling, and it's about 20%. 80% is more on the commercial side, and overall, the recycling industry is pretty healthy, and it's a $106 billion industry. So.
Wow.
There's a lot of potential out there, and then as communities adjust their models, they can become hopefully more profitable or break even.
And is that because of all the electronics? Because we're not really sure where the electronic recycling should go. Sometimes they have special days throughout the year that's all they do is pick up electronics that aren't used anymore.
Yeah, and so a lot of the electronics have to be sorted separately because there's different components, and the machines that municipalities tend to use can't handle the electronics, whereas because they were basically made to separate paper from cans and plastic bottles, not so much to pull out electronics, and then the separating the electronic components that require a different technique. So there's some of that mixed in there as well.
And that was what was confusing on my part, is that our community would have separate recycling bins at different locations. You put cardboard in one, brown bottles in another, clear glass in another, plastics in another, and then all of a sudden, a few years ago, they just said, no, you're going to put everything together in one bin. I mean, so that's where the cost comes in, because there has to be extra people to do the separations when we as consumers were doing it on our own.
Yeah, that's a good point, and it's also a quality issue. So if some communities separated paper from the other recyclables and then separated it from the trash, and then some communities, all the recyclables go together, and then some even now are combining everything, the recyclables and the trash together. And so when that happens, it's separated at the back end. But especially when it comes to paper, if you're mixing your paper with, a dirty diaper, with your food scraps,
right.
all the paper goes down, and therefore the value of the paper goes down as well. So it's the more it can be separated, it usually contains a higher value when it comes to selling the recyclables.
How do we use the website? How do we use isri.org?
Well, if you're trying to find a recycler, the best way to do is in the top right is a find recycler. You can enter your zip code or city, and it'll bring up a list of recyclers in the area. They also have a lot of information on industry statistics through the scrap yearbook that's up there, the jobs and economy section as well. We also partner with a lot of, I should also say, for science teachers or people with children, we have a K through 12 curriculum that teaches not just the how to recycle and what to recycle, but also the science and technology that goes beyond it. We make this free for teachers, so we encourage people to show their local school districts this information, because it's a huge resource to work into their local curriculums.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We also partner with some other organizations such as earth911.org, which is a great resource for people to identify what can be recycled and where, as well as some kind of handy projects to do around the house if you're, instead of throwing something away, how you can refurbish it or turn it into something else. So that's another great resource that a lot of people can use.
Mark, thank you for being on the air with us today. We will leave the listeners with that website, isri.org. It stands for Institute of Scrap Recycling Industries, isri.org. Mark Carpenter, thank you so much for being on the air with us today. Good, useful information. I like that. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Work is now resumed on the long-delayed Dakota Access Oil Pipeline, which got green-lighted this week.
The Army Corps of Engineers has granted the developer permission to lay pipe under a Missouri River reservoir in North Dakota. The nearly $4 billion project has been stalled for months because of opposition by the Standing Rock Sioux tribe, which is afraid the pipeline could leak and contaminate drinking water.
Fox Radio's Kathleen Maloney. President Trump taking to Twitter with harsh words for some lawmakers.
The White House confirms that Supreme Court nominee Neil Gorsuch told a U.S. senator that President Trump's tweets about the judiciary are demoralizing and disheartening.
Fox Radio's John Decker. This morning, the president slamming that Senator Richard Blumenthal, saying he misrepresented Judge Gorsuch. The president also criticizing Senator John McCain, tweeting he should not be talking about the success or failure of a mission to the media. Fox News, we report, you decide.
My number two does not look like a number two. I don't know what to call it. Is there a number three?
Table for four, please. Anything close to the restroom.
A middle seat with these stomach problems? That's my fear of flying.
Sound like you? If it does, you could be one of the many people with a digestive condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Even if you don't know what EPI is, you might know the symptoms. Frequent diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain. If you have even just one of these symptoms, you could still have EPI, because not everybody experiences EPI the same way, which is why it's so important to open up to your doctor about all your symptoms. And the good news is, EPI is manageable. So don't keep a lid on it. Go to identifyepi.com, complete the symptom checker, and use it to have a conversation with your doctor. Don't keep a lid on it. Visit identifyepi.com. Brought to you by AbbVie.
Sunrise Automotive, this is Matt.
Hey, Matt, it's Dan.
Hey, Dan.
Listen, we're going to be doing some traveling, and I need to make sure the car is in good shape.
Why don't you just bring it on by? Let us check it out. We can check all your belts, your hoses, your tires, all your fluids. In out of town, is that up north in the cold?
Yep.
Okay. Let's check your antifreeze. Also, let's make sure your washer fluid has got alcohol in it so it doesn't freeze up north, because that makes for a rotten day. And let's check your air pressure in your tires. Let's look at your brakes, make sure everything is safe and secure there. Let's go through it and just make sure everything is ready to go on the road. You due for an oil change?
Yep.
Whenever you come in to get your oil change, we always check your belts, your hoses, all your lights. We go through and make sure that everything is working properly. We check all your fluid levels. We do that every time you come in to Sunrise Automotive.
So just call you back at this number?
Yeah, just give me a call back at 690-1993 whenever you're ready to come in. And you can drop it off, leave it with us, whatever is most convenient for you. Look forward to seeing you at Sunrise Automotive.
Don't get caught without your daily source of senior deals. Pick up your copy of the Senior Voice newspaper. It's your source for schedule and events tailored to seniors, with information you need, like a list of free events in the area. We even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company to you that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about them. For more information, call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223. And pick up your copy of the Senior's Voice at most any business up and down the 200 corridor.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Hi, I'm Big Daddy Don Garlitz, asking you to support adoption by purchasing a Choose Life license plate from your county tag office. You know it costs a lot to give a child life. Many times a woman is forced to make a bad choice because of financial pressures. Help save the lives of the unborn children by aiding women whom choose life instead of abortion. Take a stand for life. Purchase your Choose Life license plate today. For more information, go to chooselife.org or call 352-624-2854.
Cookies, 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 cookies. We go cookie eating cookies.
When you want something special and fun for any occasion, get cookies. King Cookie in the Paddock Mall in Ocala will make a delicious, fun-filled delight just for you. So next time you're in the mall, stop by King Cookie or call 352-237-2557. KingCookieOcala.com. Customized cookies, cakes, and more. King Cookie.
Eating cookies, we're so happy eating cookies. Cookies!
Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they